Kia ora, good evening. A climate change nightmare is unfolding tonight. Britain has just had its hottest day on record at 40.3 degrees Celsius. Homes, even villages, were ablaze from Yorkshire in the north to Surrey in the south. Other parts of Europe were even hotter as records were set there too. In the US, they're now forecasting new record highs for 60 regions this week. As one climate scientist put it, we used to worry about polar bears. Now it's ourselves we need to worry about because the climate change crisis is here. Europe correspondent Lisette Rainbow begins our coverage in a burning London suburb.
Wildfire in London. Not a sentence you often hear, not a sight you ever want to see. But today the sun joined forces with the wind to ignite these twin blazes either side of the River Thames. This row of homes just east of the city, incinerated by the heatwave's fiercest attack yet.
The flames were coming towards me up Church Lane, so I've ran as fast as I could.
Firefighters rushed to evacuate Wennington residents as house after house went up in fire and billowing thick black smoke.
Out, get out right now. When we come out of the front door.
A series of blazes broke out throughout the day. Here, traffic was threatened by approaching flames. And as the temperature continued to climb, the city turned into an oven, the heat turned too high, and Londoners left to roast.
Really hot, very, very hot. We got a little baby with us.
Quite warm as well.
The newspapers boasted what we all knew was coming. The hottest day in UK history recorded, 40.3 degrees in Lincolnshire. Brits turned into the Brolly Brigade, trying desperately to survive the day after only just making it through a stifling, also record-breaking night.
You're sweating all the time, and I was waking up like every 5 minutes, and yeah, it's really hard to sleep.
The National Health Service is under the pump today. Paramedics are working overtime, with the NHS experiencing a spike in call-outs to do with heat exhaustion. Water was the hottest cold commodity around. Did the job?
Yeah, it did the job, yeah, I'm feeling great now.
The entire planet needs what he's having. This summer is a wake-up call. Our house is on fire.
OK, well, let's go to Europe correspondent Lisette Rainbow now in East London. Lisette, what's the forecast got in store for the next couple of days now?
Yeah, what a difference a day can make. Yesterday, 34 points across England broke what was the previous hottest day record. 15 fires were ignited across the city. Already this morning, it is much cooler. Around the country, places are expected to drop by around 10 degrees. There's thunderstorms and heavy rain forecast, even the potential for flooding. Here is the cordon of what was the largest blaze experienced yesterday, the Wennington fire. Crews are still coming and going, working to extinguish what one firefighter described as absolute hell. In the chaos of the last 24 hours, authorities are still working to determine the full extent of damage that has been caused by this fiery heatwave. But in the meantime, people are still being urged to be sensible, avoid barbecues and bonfires as we see out these unprecedented temperatures.
OK, Lisette, thanks for the update.
And the heatwave is hurting right across Europe. Deadly wildfires forcing more and more people from their homes.
The World Meteorological Organisation warned there would be more deaths among the sick and elderly and called it a wake-up call for governments. Lucy Warhurst has the latest.
Fighting on the front line in France. In the southwest, forest fires have now burned through an area twice the size of Paris, forcing 34,000 people to evacuate their homes. Holiday hotspots, now just charred remains. This was a campsite. And 400 animals had to be evacuated from this zoo. Environmental scientists say it's further evidence that climate change is on our doorstep.
We used to look at polar bears, and then we used to say this is about our children and our grandchildren. This isn't. This is us. This is here. This is now.
The World Meteorological Organisation warned these heat waves will become the norm and even more extreme.
I hope that these kind of events are going to be a wake-up call for many governments.
According to a recent UN report, the number of extreme wildfires is expected to increase 30% within the next 28 years. People at this evacuation centre in Gironde were forced to leave their possessions and their pets behind.
I feel huge sadness, and I have the feeling that I've left my entire past behind me. And I'm going to miss that, because I haven't got anything.
In northern Spain, people grabbed what they could as flames raced up the hillside, just one of more than 30 wildfires. And in Greece, water drops helped contain a fire threatening homes on the outskirts of Athens. While some fled, others fried. In Paris, people queued for an hour to take a dip in the canal.
It's excruciatingly hot.
Others sheltered in parks.
It's the only place where we can hide. The streets are so hot.
But there is no hiding, with Europe's heat wave expected to continue into the middle of next week. Lucy Warhurst, News Hub.